Today we're going to be making beef bourguignon, which is really just a fancied up beef stew. Using red wine, herbs, and bacon, this is the perfect meal for date night or for when your family comes over and you simply want to impress. Serve with a side salad and a homemade vinaigrette and you are ready to go. So let's get cooking. Begin by setting the Instant Pot to saute on high. While the Instant Pot preheats, slice your bacon in preparation for frying small bits. Here you'll see I am slicing about 1-inch wide strips. Add your bacon to the Instant Pot and then stir occasionally to ensure it doesn't burn. Of course, you could fry on the stovetop as normal, but this way there is less splatter and less cleanup, which we all love, don't we? While the bacon cooks, we will begin preparing the meat. Of course, you can buy ground chuck already cut, but I prefer to buy the meat whole and cut it myself. I like slightly larger pieces, and this way I have control of the size of the meat I'm cooking. Try to cut them as uniform as you can because you don't want small bits and large bits, as the small bits would dry out or burn before the larger bits would cook. Here I'm just kind of spreading the meat out in preparation for the seasonings I'll add next. Use a slotted spoon to remove the bacon, reserving all that yummy grease in the bottom of the pan. This is going to add some wonderful flavor. Now we're going to liberally salt and pepper the meat and sprinkle with flour or cornstarch, whatever your preference. Here I am using cornstarch. This is also going to thicken everything in the pot as it cooks. Be sure to season both sides of the meat, as your next step is searing the meat, and the cornstarch or flour, whichever you choose, and then your salt and pepper will just add that nice crust whenever you sear. Okay, let's start to sear, which is going to lock in all of the juices and make for some very tender beef. The Instant Pot is still on high, and I'm using that bacon grease to sear and add that extra yummy flavor. You'll notice that I am searing in small batches. Your goal here is to get a really nice crust on all sides of the meat, and if you overcrowd the pot, you're going to steam the meat rather than develop a crust on it. Whatever you do, friends, do not skip this step to save time. Searing locks in the tenderness and flavor. Now let's deglaze that pan using our beef stock, and be sure to scrape up all those yummy bits of flavor. Next, we'll add the rest of our beef broth as well as the red wine. You can choose to omit the red wine, but then technically it wouldn't be beef bourguignon. And the flavor that the wine adds is something that just truly elevates this dish. Let's add in some soy sauce or liquid aminos and tomato paste. As I always say, layering flavors is key, and this layered combination is so full of flavor. Stir that yummy concoction, and then let's add some herbs. Remember, when adding dried herbs, it's important to rub them between your palms to wake up the oils in them and release that fragrant flavor. Here I'm adding some pepper. There's really no need to add any salt. You've already layered in enough salt in your other ingredients. And then we're going to switch the Instant Pot to the slow cook function for 6 hours. Now let's simply add in the rest of our ingredients as if you were making a roast or stew. I like to put my onions in first, then my potatoes, and then the carrots. Then I put the meat on top of that bed of veggies, and don't forget to pour in all those amazing juices from the meat. That's flavor, friends. Now let's top with the mushrooms and that yummy bacon. Stir everything just a little bit, and then we're going to put the lid on and let the magic start while we peel garlic. Don't forget to utilize a garbage or compost bowl while you're prepping your garlic to help you with cleanup. I like to add my garlic cloves whole, but of course you could mince and add if you prefer. Then we're going to cover and let the Instant Pot do the work. Okay, the beef bourguignon is ready. So I like to use a platter and then just kind of serve it family style. You can carry this to the table, and that's a nice presentation. So let's go ahead. And I just use a slotted spoon. And put everything together on the plate. This smells so yummy. Our pot is full of yummy juices that I'll reserve a little bit to drizzle over the top of this. You could also make a gravy if you wanted to. What I usually do is save the majority of it, and it makes the best French onion soup. It's always kind of my little secret for my French onion soup, which I guess the secret will be out now. I'll make sure and make a video of that as well, because it is so good. This is so much food, like I said, perfect for a family meal. Or as a date night meal with lots of leftovers. Just kind of drizzle that over the top of it. I would usually garnish this with a little bit of thyme. I don't have any thyme right now. Our herb garden is just getting started, but I have basil. So I'm going to garnish with some basil that I just got out of our garden. Just a little bit on the top right there. And there it is. Pair with a nice glass of wine that is left over from the beef bourguignon, and you are ready for dinner. I hope that you will try this recipe and that you will like and subscribe and follow us for what's next. I will be including some French onion soup left over with this broth.